Hello everyone, welcome back to Reddo Reads. Today we have r/MaliciousCompliance. If you want me to cover some specific subreddit in the next video, leave it in the comments. You're not capable of doing my job, okay? So earlier this year, my boss took 3 months off to have some surgery and recover. I have been working for 28 years in my field and I'm pretty capable of my job. My boss is a highly strong woman who believes only she knows how to do anything. Before my boss took her extended leave, I asked about filling in her role while she was on leave, and she told me, "You're not capable of doing my job. No one here is." I asked again in an email and was told the same thing. I sent the email to all my work colleagues. When they advertised to fill in my boss's role, no one applied. When management asked everyone why did no one apply, they all said they were not capable. There are over 40 people who did not apply. Someone from another side did apply. He had just completed his new graduate year. They appointed Bob, who was 24. Bob emailed me after a week directing me to do all his work. There was multiple links and documents, stock order, meeting agendas, etc. I replied I was happy to do this when I get a free moment. I did nothing. It was clear within a week that Bob had no idea how to be boss and things were going wrong very quickly. I was called to an HR meeting and asked why I wasn't doing Bob's work he instructed me to do. I informed him that I already have a full-time job doing my work. How can I do Bob's as well? Secondly, I showed the email that said no one is capable of doing my boss's job. I was left alone after this. Bob basically did nothing for 3 months. My boss returned blowing up how much work she has to do. She tried to blame the workers on the ground for not being helpful enough. I sent her back her email where she stated that I nor any staff was capable of doing her work. We didn't see her leave her office for months. Exactly. If only you are capable of doing your work, well, enjoy doing all your work. The only thing I do not understand, why didn't they demote Bob back? Clearly, he was not doing anything. Why getting paid? Guys, we reached 228 subscribers. What a beautiful number. I would be so incredibly happy if we could get to 250 subscribers soon because it is 250,000. Sounds great, right? So please subscribe. You will make my day and come back tomorrow. Why are you standing? A long time ago, when mainframes ruled the Earth, I was asked to give an all-day presentation at a military school that had our hardware. It was going to be about our latest networking hardware and software. And as someone that knew lots about it, I was selected. I got set up in the large lecture hall. Pretty soon, everyone files in a military fashion, gets seats, and I get the note from an officer that I'm good to go. Because mom taught me to be nice, I started off with a "Good morning, I'm OP," and was drowned out by a loud "Good morning, sir." Wow. Okay, so it's going to be like that. So I get started again. And I'm soon in full marketing/professor mode with gestures, arm pointing, pretty much full kabuki theater. Cadet stands up. I stop and go, "Hi, do you have a question?" "Sir, no, sir." Weird, but okay. Back to my interpretive dance routine describing a 3-letter networking environment with multiple physical and logical units. Soon, another cadet stands up. I stop and go, "Hi, do you have a question?" "Sir, no, sir." Stay calm, OP. This will be fine. It's going fine. As I turn back to my slide with pictures with circles and arrows and a paragraph on the side, another cadet stands up. 3 times the charm. Maybe a question? "Do you have a question?" "Sir, no, sir." Okay, I have a question. "Why are you standing?" "To keep from falling asleep, sir." Ah, the penny drops. Turn to my first standee. "Is that why you are standing?" "Sir, yes, sir." A quick look to the final standee with my eyebrow in a full spoke arch, and they respond, "Sir, yes, sir." Okay, let us take a 20-minute break then. The officer assigned to explain to me that falling asleep would earn punishment but standing up and then falling asleep was fine. I made sure we had extra breaks for the rest of the day. For some reason, I find it really cute. I really do hope that people were paying attention and were really interested. That's why they didn't want to fall asleep and were standing up, not just were afraid of punishment. Do not like vulgar lyrics? Okay. First, some information. This happened over 12 years ago at my family's house when I was around 21 or 22. And I was passionate about my old SUV that I had painted a metallic red with neon lights underneath and had on 22-inch low pro chrome rims. Oh, and a decent stereo that you can hear about a quarter-mile away. Our neighbors themselves paid absolutely no attention to anything going on outside their doors. Though we're all friendly and anyone would drop what we're doing to help one in need, in 20 years you can count the conversations we've exchanged without taking off your shoes. And we all have our own little hobbies. One has chickens and goats, another keeps bees, the one across the road repairs lawnmowers, ATVs, and such. And I never do anything that would normally invite onlookers. One Saturday afternoon, I was changing the oil and spark plugs on my SUV with a beer and Cheetos in our driveway, and had a little tiny speaker hooked up to my phone playing some old school rap. On that day, the neighbor lady left of us was having some landscaping and yard work done. I was rolling around under my truck on my back, elbow deep in a greasy mess, and a little irritated because I had dropped that famous 10mm socket. And I see some steel-toed leather boots walking the 30 feet up to my driveway and up to my Suburban. I roll out from under my murder machine and gave the guy a very confused look. He just straight up told me to turn down my music because he didn't like vulgar and violent lyrics. It's like gospel must be the only music he ever listens to. And I know for a fact that this little speaker couldn't possibly be legible to anyone 50 feet away, especially if he's concentrated at cutting shrubs and planting flowers and such. Despite my passions, I'm not a complete male body part. I say, okay, no problem. I will take care of it as soon as I get my hands wiped off. Have a nice day. He stomped away in a fit, muttering something along the lines of effing white trash wannabe N-word. He was white, but an old cranky kind of white. That really sickened me. Then I had an idea. I immediately turned off my tiny speaker playing Underground Kings and pulled out the battery jump box, put it on my truck's battery and went inside my house and got my Opera CD collection, rolled down all the windows to unveil my 4 12-inch subs and 8 6-inch widths and put on the Valkyrie by Wagner and unleashed the stereo's 2000 watts. And went back under my SUV to finish draining the oil. The look on the guy's face was priceless. Guess he didn't think a white trash wannabe N-word had a taste for opera. Not usually something I bring out to a hot day of rolling around in oil, but I do enjoy it when I relax with the hi-fi in the den. After about 20 minutes, I was done with the tune-up and started up the truck and drove it up and down the road to make sure the oil level settled. I parked back in my driveway, shutting everything down, and as I put everything away, I see the landscaping truck leaving without taking the time to close his tailgate. And by sweet karma, some of his tools rolled out as he slammed the gas pedal. I had to turn around so he wouldn't see my ear-to-ear grin. 2 days after, while taking the trash out, I waved to the neighbor lady who was having tea on the porch, and I explained what happened and I wanted to apologize if I caused her trouble with her yard artist. That sweet old lady just laughed and said, he's a prick anyway, and that he tells her grandson to lower the volume on his video games if he's over while he's working. I still see the same landscaping truck once in a while, so I guess he still has the contract. When I was reading the story, I figured OP will turn up Underground Kings and let the whole neighborhood enjoy. But no, opera. What an interesting and unexpected choice. Document all found items? Okay. So this was a few years ago, still at the job, so not potting company. But they had gotten a wild hair up their upper management type bots that every lost and found item must be followed with a 2-page incident report, cover letter and narrative. Also, it's a bit long. I asked for clarification and got a snarky response back with, yes, every item. Copy that. I saved the emails and waited. Following day, I found a computer. Obviously needs documentation. Then I found an unopened bag of family-size peanut M&Ms. Take pictures of it, location, write out the first page of what site I'm on, contract I'm working at, specific location, and printed it all out and turned it in. I got a stern email saying that I wasn't supposed to waste their time with a bag of food. Well, you did say if I found anything. They decided to rewrite the email saying high-ticket items like cells, tablets, etc. And before anyone says, "You're being a prick," let's make a few things clear. First, yes, you're right. Second, they loved effing with me for some reason. Like, for example, violating their own writing SOP for certain sites on the contract and how you're not supposed to be left alone, yet I was routinely. Other coworkers asked why they kept messing with me. It's gotten way better. Third, the reason I did this was for getting chewed out that I didn't write an incident report for a completely damaged wallet. Like it went through a shredder that was found. No ID, debit or credit cards, money, etc. This story would be even better if OP would open up the bag of M&Ms and write a report for each separate candy. Report 1. Yellow peanut M&M. Yada 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 yada. Report 2. Blue peanut M&M. And so on. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed. You can also watch this awesome video or that awesome playlist. See you next time!